Today we're doing slab pots. A slab is, in this case, is a piece of clay. You can think about what you might want to do. The definition of slab is often used with like food. Here, basically another word for piece. Here's a slab dessert. Here is a slab, it says salt slab. Here, chocolate nut slab pie, because it's cut into pieces. Here's another slab Sicilian pizza. So it's another word for piece. In our case, we're going to be using it as a flat piece of clay. So what you're going to do, you have your slab of clay. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to add some texture. When you get your clay, don't wad it up. That's completely against the purpose. I already rolled it out for you. It's already flat. If it's not completely flat, if it's like this one, I chose this one on purpose because it's not completely flat. It's okay, I can make it flat. I can take my fingers and go over it. If I need to, I can don't use a lot of water, just one finger. One finger is all you need. You can kind of smooth it out if you like. You don't have to. And then you can do texture. So first you're going to put texture on it. Think about what you want to do. Think about what shape you want to make. It depends what you do, depends on what your final project is going to be. Let's say I want to make a slab wall pot. This is going to be something that's going to hang on the wall. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut my shape. And then I'm going to score, slip, and stick. So a wall pot is just a pot that you hang on the wall. So here I scored with my paper clip, I slip with my fingertip, I stick so that it won't slip. So you might think about what kind of things are you going to put in your wall pocket? What would fit in here? What would you store on a wall? I might keep paper clips in there because I'm always looking for paper clips. A pencil might be a little bit too long for this particular pot. So think about what size you want it depending on what you want to store. And then I took my pencil and I made a hole. Now I can hang it on the wall. That would be one kind of pot. Now I'm going to show you another one you can do to make a cylinder. And here's also what you do. If you mess up and you're like, oh, I made a mistake, we don't pound it and we don't scrunch it up in a ball. That is not going to help us get our clay nice and flat. If it's in a big wadded up piece of clay, it's going to be even harder to turn it back into a slab. I'm not giving you more clay. You get what you get and you don't throw a fit. So you have to smooth it out yourself if you mess up. And it's okay, just like what I'm doing. I'm taking my hands, and you can go on both sides. Take your fingers, smooth it out. Again, I'm going to add texture. So this time, I'm going to make a vase. A vase is something you might want to use to put flowers in. And I will give you the opportunity to make something waterproof. To make it waterproof, we put glaze on it after it's fired a first time. It has to go in the kiln. It has to get hard and turn white first, and then we put glaze, which is kind of like paint, on it, and that will make it waterproof. We don't do that step today. So what shape do I have to cut out if I'm going to make a vase? I'm going to make a cylinder. It has to be a rectangle. So I cut out my rectangle, I fold it around, and again I have to score, slip, and stick. So I'm going to roll it around, and it might be kind of small. I have to make sure everybody in all 18 classes has enough clay. So you don't get a lot of clay. You have to use what you get. And now to make the bottom, I'm going to put it right on top, and I'm going to trace around with my paper clip so I know how big to make the base. This is going to be the bottom of my pot. What am I going to do next? I'm going to score, slip, and stick. I score, slip with my fingertip, stick so that it won't slip. And then I have to take my fingers and go over like this. Now my hand's not long enough to reach in there, so your clay pencil is handy. Put your pencil on the inside, and I'm pushing against the pencil, because if I push against here, what will happen? It'll get smashed in. So I'm holding the pencil inside, and I'm using my thumb to smooth it out on the outside. This is only if you have one that's taller than what you can reach in with your fingers. Now, one other thing you can do is, if this is only if you are doing something that's waterproof. So think about your pot, think about your creation. Does it need to be waterproof? It only needs to be waterproof if it's going to have food or water in it. And if you want to make it waterproof, you can do, this is like a red clay with water added to it. You can add some designs, and then we'll put a clear glaze on top of it if you want to make it waterproof.